It's the holiday season, whoop-dee-doo, and clickety-clack, and don't forget, I'm not gonna finish this song. It's the holiday season. We are in our peak shopping time. I personally struggle a little bit with shopping for people, especially people that I've purchased items for year in, year out. Sometimes it feels like I need a refresher. I need just somebody else to help reaffirm that I love people and I want to get them good gifts. So these are going to be some kind of unique, easy, not too expensive gifts for the book lover in your life, or things that I would like, things that I do like, and that I don't think are gonna break the bank and don't feel like useless gifts, feel like things that people would actually get use out of, which I think is the best kind of gift. So the number one thing that I'm gonna put on this list, thing that I either get a ton of questions about or people love or hate, and if it divides the internet, you know it's a great gift, and that's my bookshelf. My bookshelf. I said it in my last video and I've said it a couple times, but if you haven't seen those, this is not just a stack of books, this is in fact an actual bookshelf. I used to think that this was from West Elm, but I wasn't able to find anything that matched this exact look on the West Elm website. I looked for 5 seconds, so maybe it's there, but it's not in like recent inventory. The one that I was able to find was Sapiens. It's around, I think, $200, maybe $300. It is a little hefty in price, but I think if it's exactly the look of a bookshelf that people want, this is something that maybe people won't buy themselves. There's a famous one that's designed within reach. There's different options of this style of bookshelf. I love mine. I've had it for years now. We found it on the side of the road. So thank you, whoever gifted it to the street. You in turn gifted it to us, and I've loved it ever since. And this is exactly the bookshelf that I wanted, so I'm so happy with it. And I highly suggest it. If you have limited space and you want something that's a little bit more modern looking, again, people either love it or hate it. If you know your friend's gonna like it or your loved one's going to love it like you love them, get it. It's fun. The second gift that I'm gonna suggest, more of like a everyday lifestyle household kind of product, is a good pillow. A good pillow. A good pillow changed my life. As a reader, we're constantly either, in a weird position, we gotta move our body, or we're laying down in bed and reading. And for me, having a great pillow totally changed my life. I suggest the Tempur-Pedic Pillows. I love mine. I'm much more of a dense bed sleeper. I like something a little bit harder, but obviously I have to have a degree of give to it, and I found that the Tempur-Pedic pillows are amazing. There's a whole array of versions that they have, so you're able to kind of pick and choose and see which one you feel like might work best. I kind of suggest maybe saying to the person, hey, I'm thinking about getting you a pillow, and let them kind of choose what they think would be best for them, because there's nothing worse than getting something for somebody and they're never going to use it. But a pillow, a great pillow for a reader, is such a life hack, I would say. Again, mine has changed my life. I spent a lot of time reading in bed, so don't kill the messenger, baby. Don't kill the messenger. All right, so the next grouping of gifts that I want to talk about are more of a kind of subscription-based things that I think are very useful for a reader or somebody who's spending a lot of time focusing in on life and might need something to just kind of make it a little bit easier. First thing I'm gonna say, and this is actually a gift that I've gotten my dad, and it's something that I use all the time. It's more of a forever kind of gift, but that is a YouTube premium subscription. I'm just saying that because I'm on YouTube. I'm saying it because I use it, and I gave it to my dad as a gift like 3 years ago, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Is the gift that keeps on giving. If there's somebody who's studying, if there's somebody who needs to have informative videos help them, if there's somebody who wants just music in the background and they don't want to have ads, a YouTube premium subscription is literally amazing. I use YouTube every single day outside of it just being my job. I use it all the time. I love YouTube, and I feel like this is a gift that not a lot of people want to splurge on themselves, but say it's an immediate family member, there is a family option, so you can even kind of like gift yourself it as well. I think my dad loves it still to this day, and I know I do because I'm on that family plan as well. The second thing that I want to talk about subscription-wise is subscription book services. I was talking to my Patreon babes and I asked them what they would love, and one of them said a subscription to Shakespeare and Company. They ship internationally, which I didn't realize, and they send you a book, kind of like a curated surprise book, once, I think every couple of months or once every month, and you're able to have a relationship with this book from a very established bookseller. I'm sure a lot of other booksellers do this as well. I also want to point out Isolari, which I've literally talked about them a million times before, but they have such amazing little books. I have such fun reading them, and I think it's really thoughtful and fun, and I'll be honest, I use these as decoration on my shelves and I love them. So I think a book subscription is really just a fun way to unlock books or editions that you might otherwise not get, and you want to kind of just, I don't know, let the person have fun with it. Talking about my Patreon, you can gift my Patreon. Why not? It's $4 a month. If somebody says, hey, I like this random person on YouTube, she has a Patreon, she gets a little bit more personal in her life, she gets a little bit more fun, she talks about things that she loves every week, and she has a book club, and she shows off archived videos from when she was just a feeble little newborn deer on the internet. You can do that. Just saying. And then the last subscription-based thing is actually a product that used to sponsor me, and this, I'm not sponsored by them. I do have a code, which I'll put down in the bio, but this is not, like, they're not paying me to say this anymore, but it is Magic Mind. I love this stuff. I got my mom and dad addicted to it. I use it every single time I perform now. I'm doing a play reading at a theater, and we take a shot of this before we go on, and it just helps me hyper focus. It is like a little shot. It's mixed with matcha and these organic mushrooms that are just gonna help you zone in. I say give this to somebody or let them try it out as a subscription based, just if somebody needs to focus and they find that maybe they're a little bit foggy in their reading habits, or they just find maybe in their studying they're not really able to focus that much. This is a really clean way to get that jostle and that push in your life. Okay, I gotta stretch out my legs, babe. I gotta stretch them out. So now let's talk about more just stocking stuffer, easy gifts that are just like an actual package that you can get for people. What do we love, baby? What do we love? We're readers, we're cozy, we love a sweater, we love something that's just gonna keep us warm. Teas. Teas are fun. Like 2 years ago, Oleg was actually gifted these, and I think it's such a unique and fun way to show that you know somebody's interests and give them something that they're going to use. And the company is Simpson and Vale. Now this is their National Park collection, but I went online and they have a whole literary tea collection, these teas dedicated to these authors, and I think it's so fun if somebody has a favorite author, say they love Edgar Allan Poe, that you can get them a tea and it kind of has that flavor with it. Their National Park collection was spot on. We got a whole pack of National Park collection ones. This one is Shenandoah, there was Zion, there was Glacier, things like that, and they tasted like what you imagined the park to be. I don't know, I think that's like a really thoughtful gift to be like, I know that you love this author, I know that you love this book, here's a tea. I know you're gonna spend 9 hours reading it, so you better stay warm, you know? Like I said, I did ask people on Patreon what they would want, because I don't want this to just be a very narrow idea of book gifts. I want it to be very communal, and somebody said a commonplace book. And I realized that I actually have one that I've been wanting to get into and I just haven't done it. But I know it's by a really fantastic brand, again, not sponsored, but it's by Papier, and they specialize in these commonplace books. They also have these reading journals, which they unveiled a little while ago, and this is more specific to being able to track your books, what you liked about the book, have more of an immediate response to the books, and things like that. But they do also have commonplace books, and what's really neat about this is that you can personalize it. Like, you can have your name on the cover. You can have it say kind of anything you want. You can choose from an array of designs, and they're just really nice looking. A couple of other things that the Patreon babes talked about were magnetic kind of like bookmarkers. They also mentioned silly pens, but I'm going to talk about a pen that I love, which is the MUJI Pens. If you get me like a nice pen for Christmas, stick it in the stocking, put it in a card. A nice pen is unfreaking believable. It's something that you don't think about, but when you're given it and you're given like a proper color, MUJI has my favorite pens. They just look cool. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for that. If I have this, I'm gonna write stuff down. If I have a cool clicky pen that has Japanese on the side, says made in Japan, I want this. Also, somebody said a silly little dog bookmark, like a personalized dog bookmark. I found a shop on Etsy that can do that. Just, you know, you can personalize your bookmark. You won't lose it because you'll love it so much, and you'll just have a picture of something that you love so much that you'll just want to pick up that book and flip to that page so you can see your cute dog. I was thinking about getting one with Oleg's face on it. I think that would be great. And very cute. And dare I say necessary. Okay, another one, and I'm missing it right now. I don't know where the hell it went. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Coming back in the shot, being daring with a little bit of substance in this, the substance. I'm going to say a cup, right? Okay, but this is not just any cup. This is by a brand that is very close to my hometown and by a brand that has been around for years. And this is Bennington Potter's cups. I love, 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 love their cups. I love anything that they produce, really. Quality, you know that they're making it right there in Bennington, Vermont. They used to have more of a flagship store, but they've since closed it down after COVID, so they're working more online. I have had this for years. You can put it into the dishwasher. It just feels so substantial. The older ones are collector's items. They've been around forever, and it's a company that I stand by and is close to me. Another fun thing that I would want to be gifted, but the reason that I'm going to talk about it is because I've done a couple of these puzzles. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. I've definitely gotten puzzles that have book-related themes to them. This one isn't, but it was the only one that I had. Company is White Mountain, made in the United States. They always have a really fantastic theme for the puzzle that makes them pretty easy to do without being too intimidating. So you can have a theme that's book related or author related, or if you're listening to an audiobook, a puzzle is a fantastic way to just zone in on those words and just keep your brain moving, grooving, and having a great time doing it. So I always suggest a puzzle. I think that's a great gift. I don't know. For me, yeah, I love it. I love doing puzzles. Then we're gonna go into like a little like body, a little body care, a little body love. You know, sometimes you gotta just do those things. I'm gonna talk about 2 scents that I love right now that are not gonna break the bank. The first one is the Merit perfume. I'm not sponsored by Merit in this video, but I do get sent their products. And this is literally a standout. I'm sorry, this smells amazing. It's not overwhelming. And I put it on and I will, oh my God, I'll literally smell all day. And the reason that I bring up scents is because I feel like as a reader, you're just laying in bed a lot. You're sitting down in the same spot. And sometimes you just need a refresher. Sometimes you just need to smell, just smelling the cap. Just smelling the cap. It stays all day. I think it's $92 on the website. So again, not the cheapest thing ever, but for a perfume that lasts, that's clean and doesn't feel like it's overwhelming, this is great. Another flavor, I was gonna say, another little cologne, body cologne that I want to talk about. It is by LAB Collection. I got this in Japan, and oh my sweet Lord. Sometimes I'm a little hoarder of scents and I don't like to use them, so I hadn't really even sprayed this, but I sprayed it the other day. It lasted so long. It's so fresh, it's so clean, it's at a pretty reasonable price. I don't know, they have an Instagram. I'm more saying this for kind of an international viewer, I guess. It might be easier to get this if you're in Japan. I do have some Japanese viewers, so I just want to say this is hands down one of the best things I've ever smelled. It's so clean. It's in the deep blue flavor, and it's just fabulous. It smells so good. Or if you're traveling to Japan, check out LAB Collection. So good, so clean, a little refresher. Sorry for wanting to smell nice. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is just small businesses that I think are great. I think that we can all agree that a candle is a great gift. I don't care. Some people say that candles, lotions, perfumes are impersonal. I say those are the gifts that I want. I don't care. The company that I want to talk about for candles is a female-owned company in Delaware. She sent candles to me before, and I have been hoarding the last one, and this one very much pertains to books. It's called Lost in the Pages. I have now burnt 2 other of her candles. Like I said, I'm hoarding this one because I want it to last forever. She has so many different candle flavors, and she's always kind of like reintroducing new ones that might kind of fit to the season. I love a candle. I think that these are a pretty good price for a candle, and again, you're supporting a small business. You know where it's being made, and you know that it's being made in like a safe way. And then the other small business that I want to shout out is Sunny's Book Truck by one of YouTube's finest, another book creator who I think is doing a fantastic job of just doing it all, basically. That is CJ over at CJ Reads. I have been watching CJ's stuff basically even before I started YouTube. I was watching her stuff, and she's since been able to take her passion for reading and YouTube and turn it into a bookstore and a mobile book truck and an online seller of great book merchandise. She's behind so many great things like the Litfic hat, Unreliable Narrator, just really great pieces, fantastic t-shirts, really fun and unique gifts for a book lover. And if you are in Yuma, Arizona, you should check out her bookstore. I know that if I go down there, I'll be going, baby. So 100% check out those small businesses. I think it's really nice to support people. And listen, if I ever do a small business, you better be supporting me as well, okay? And the last thing that I want to talk about is just a gift idea that I think is great. Just buying a used version of somebody's favorite book, like an old used version. I would not be more touched than if somebody knew my favorite book and they found an old version of it, maybe one that has little annotations in it, maybe one that was like a kind of rare print of it, maybe a first edition. I know first editions can get so expensive, but for me, if somebody got me an edition of East of Eden that was old and it was like a paperback and it was kind of falling apart a little bit, but somebody had written notes in it. Maybe somebody had signed it and there was a year in it. To me, that is just the most sentimental and thoughtful gift to say, I know that you love this. I know that you love the journey of books in somebody's life and the story that is on top of the story. I would be so touched if somebody did that for me. So I think that that is like the most book gift for a reader, but I think it's just something that I imagine that most people would probably like. So let me know, what would you want to be gifted? What do you think is a great gift? And let me know if you would buy any of these things. I'll link some things down below. I'm going to try that shopping feature. Don't feel obligated by any means. Anyway, you guys are wonderful. You're fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. I will be posting my little booty off throughout, wrapping it up. You know what it's about. This has been a wonderful year. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy beginning of the holidays.